Hi, I'm Marta Benavides. It's time for Socialife. Coming up, is it a medical breakthrough? Hear what two health experts from DHR have to say about emergency use of plasma treatment for COVID patients. Need a change of scenery? Our friends at Quinta Mazatlan join us a little bit later to share some fun and safe options for the whole family. Plus, a visit from Kay that just may change how we do dinner time from home. Get ready for it. Socialife will be right back after this.
At North Park Lexus RGV, we embrace posted pricing. It's our approach to transparent pricing and making what the car buying experience is supposed to be, fun. We value the guest experience. Whether you're looking at a brand new Lexus or a pre-owned vehicle, we invite you out to see what it's all about. Visit us in person or online at nplexusrgv.com. Come see what posted pricing is all about.
Need help after COVID-19? Get support and answers on financial assistance, utility hardship assistance, state and federal funding, workplace safety planning, and more. Free for Pharr residents and business owners only. Call 402-4311 to set up your appointment today.
I know that many of our citizens are very concerned about this COVID-19 virus and the devastation that it's had in our communities. And when you're seeking for solutions, you always go to scriptures for the best source of an answer. And I'm reminded of what the scripture in Romans chapter 5, verses 2 to 5 says. It basically says, when afflictions hit you, it produces endurance. Endurance then produces character. Character produces hope. And we know that hope will never, never disappoint us. So that's what I have right now, is hope. And Martha, thank you for bringing this message to our people. We will survive this COVID-19. We are a great people, a great community. Together, we'll beat this thing.
We remain hopeful, Judge. Thank you so much. As we keep searching for that big medical breakthrough, we learned the FDA has authorized emergency use of plasma treatment. But what does it mean for us, and how safe and effective will it be? We turn to two experts for the answers from DHR Health. I would like to welcome Dr. Singh and Dr. Cardenas to the show. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us.
Martha, it's great to be here.
Before we get to that subject, gentlemen, I would like to begin by asking where we stand right now. We hear that the numbers are going slightly down across America. This is very encouraging compared to where we were just a month ago. Where do we stand right now?
Well, we hit a landmark. I think we've had 25,000 cases in Hidalgo County, which is a very large number. Yes, we've seen some downtrend in hospitalization. However, we continue to have a large number of patients in our COVID units, and we have a lot of very, very ill people who are with the virus. This virus is still with us. This is not a time for complacency. It's a time to continue to do the things we've been talking about, the socially distancing, wearing your mask, being very careful not to touch your face, your eyes, and washing your hands frequently, and continue to do those things.
The numbers which we are seeing of the new positivity rate per day, it has been consistent between 200 to 500 depending on the test results. So it has been there for last 2 weeks, even though the number of admissions have gone down. So I completely agree with Dr. Cardenas. It's not time to lower your guard at this time.
We don't want to give anybody a false sense of security by saying that these numbers have gone down even a bit. We want to thank you for the work that you do for taking care of all of us in this community. We're so thankful to you. We just received news this week. The FDA is authorizing emergency use of plasma treatment. Just how much of a difference do you think this serum is really going to make? How safe is it?
Convalescent plasma treatment has been with us for a very long time, maybe 100 years. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, but it's been around a long time. And basically what it is to take the plasma from somebody who has been through the illness, has become well, and is now donating their plasma, which is the clear part of the blood, back to be used as a treatment for someone else who's ill, because it contains the antibodies. DHR very early on became a site for research to use convalescent plasma for the treatment of COVID. And with the FDA announcing this week that it's an emergency treatment, certainly that will hopefully make it more available to people, but at the same time, it will increase the demand for donors. And so if you or someone you know has been through COVID, you're well now, I would urge you to please consider donating at one of the plasma centers and or contacting us here at DHR and becoming a plasma donor, because it is a therapy that appears to truly help our COVID patients.
There are two words I want to clarify for our list viewers: expanded use and emergency use. In expanded use, as Dr. Cardenas mentioned, we were part of the Mayo Clinic trial, and we have been providing these services to our patients for a long time with wonderful results we have seen. Based on those results, the FDA has now approved as an emergency use with other hospitals they can use without getting on the trial. So this is something we have been using it safely for at least a couple of months.
Very encouraging news. We had one of your colleagues on Socialife just a few months ago talking about the need, gentlemen, for donations. So I'm glad that you both touched on that, and I hope that people will respond. Those members of our audience who are watching right now, I really hope they will respond. We also just heard a report of a gentleman in Hong Kong who is believed to have been reinfected with the virus. What do you make of this situation, and should we be concerned?
One thing I can tell you about this coronavirus is that we don't know anything about it. Mm-hmm. And every time we are basically learning as we go. I saw those reports, and I would like to see the details of that case report. Probably this is what we have seen and what we know so far about coronavirus. He may be positive because of random PCR test, which was done when he was going through an airport. But that doesn't mean he has an active infection. Even now, and CDC has mentioned that people can be positive even after 3 to 6 months after their coronavirus, because they have those dead viral particles. But that doesn't mean they have the virus or they are infected. So probably that person who was considered to be positive through the test had the immunity to kill the virus the second time, and that they actually saw the dead virus particles. So there is nothing to get alarmed about that. I would like to see more details in that. But if I look at the science, I think probably this is my theory, and probably that's the truth.
We're still learning about this invisible virus. We know that staying on top of our health is certainly key. It's something that we should already be doing. Right now, I think fears associated with this pandemic have, unfortunately, it's resulted in many individuals who have conditions, who are living with conditions, who need to maintain and seek personal health care. They're just not doing it because they're afraid to make their doctor's appointment. They're afraid to be exposed or what have you. Why is this so concerning to the medical community?
Well, I think you bring a really great point, and that is that, before COVID, we still had a lot of illness and disease in our community, driven by diabetes, driven by obesity, high blood pressure, and all of the other problems. Just because we have COVID doesn't mean these other problems stopped. Right. And just because we have COVID doesn't mean that you don't come in to be checked and to be seen and to be followed, or something changes in your health that you don't go see your physician. Because if you let something sit, if you let something fester, By the time you come, it will be much more advanced, and we're beginning to see some of those issues. And that's very unfortunate. One of the safest places to come is the hospital because we've taken tremendous measures to keep everybody safe. Here at DHR from the very beginning, we built separate units to be able to handle our COVID patients separate from the population that didn't have COVID. But because we understood very clearly our community, that we have a large number of patients who have diabetes, high blood pressure, and other problems, and that just because there's COVID in the community doesn't mean that these other problems went away. And we wanted to be able to create a safe environment for those who don't have COVID, that they can come and be seen and be attended to and have their problems addressed. And so it's really important, and the message I'd like to get across to our viewers and to everybody is that if you have diabetes, if you have high blood pressure, if you have heart disease or other chronic illnesses that need to be seen, don't stay at home with it. Don't sit at home and not be checked. Come in and get seen, because that's what keeps you on that even track that makes it possible to keep you well. And it's about your health. It's about keeping you well. If you have COVID, we're here for you too. It's to be able to handle both things.
And I actually 100% agree with him. One of the public service announcement DHR has been doing is your life may be on a pause, but your health is not. So it alludes to that your basic health conditions are still going on, and we encourage people to go and see the primary care. Make sure your blood pressure is normal. Make sure the chest pain which you are ignoring maybe is something very bad. Plus also one of the reasons we have seen the patients are dying because of this viruses are because of obesity, diabetes, and other conditions. If they are not controlled now, then we'll have this condition patients getting worse by these conditions in future also, because this virus is not going anywhere until we have the vaccine.
We know our bodies, Dr. Singh and Dr. Cardenas, and we need to listen. We need to listen to our bodies and stay on top of our health. We are in the middle of hurricane season, and we saw that just a few months ago we had Hurricane Hannah. Right now we see some disturbances that are getting a little bit closer. Are you concerned about having to deal with a natural disaster on top of this health crisis? Are we prepared?
So, I think that the key word here is a crisis, and the health crisis that we're in the middle of the pandemic. And we are still on an emergency footing here at the hospital. We have an incident command team that meets every day on COVID. We don't skip our stride. We step right in and have a plan to deal with a hurricane or whatever natural event may occur. It just means that our vigilance continues, our planning continues. We have a plan for it. We've been through storms in the past. We will be through storms in the future. At this time, we're dealing with a pandemic storm at the same time that we may deal with a natural disaster. We have a plan, and we implement that plan. And we're in the middle of executing our plan for a pandemic right now, and it's been going very well. I think that if Mother Nature decides to turn her fury towards us, we're prepared.
Yes, and this is a time for the community to be extra vigilant and be more responsible because of the hurricane season. I know we had a great Memorial Day weekend, and we saw the big surge of cases after that. So if it is okay from both of our side, Dr. Cardenas and my side, and every person, healthcare worker who's at the forefront of dealing with this, we appeal to the people to be extra responsible. I know the Labor Day is coming and the flu seasons are coming. So you have to be extra vigilant, not just for you, for any other person who may not be as healthy as they are and may get this disease and will have some a bad outcome than anybody else.
And with that, Dr. Singh and Dr. Cardenas, I would love to reach for my mug. I hope that you have our gift of appreciation right there. If you would be so kind to hold it up, and salud to taking care of each other. Cheers to taking care of each other. Thank you, gentlemen, for being our healthcare heroes, for doing what you do and committing to take care of all of us during this pandemic and always. And thank you for your time.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
We wish you both all the best, and we look forward to getting more updates from both of you if you will allow us to have another conversation on Social Life again.
Anytime.
Be happy to do it.
Thank you, gentlemen. Be well. And coming up, if you are looking to change your scenery, well, we have some ideas. Our friends from Quinta Mazatlan will join us right after this short break.
University Drafthouse. Civilized burgers for uncivilized appetites.
At DHR Health Clinics, our commitment is to be right here, ready for you.
Providing you with strength and confidence when all is uncertain.
We've taken every precaution to keep you safe so that you can continue keeping your loved ones close.
At DHR Health, we're going above and beyond to serve our community, from the front lines
to telemedicine consultations.
We won't stop going the distance.
Whether you need a procedure for medical necessity or a consultation with your specialist, come see us today.
DHR Health, taking care of all patients, COVID or not, for you, for life.
There is nothing like the great outdoors, and there's one special place that offers so much. We are getting ready right now to visit with Miss Colleen Hook. She is the Executive Director with Quinta Mazatlan. We want to welcome you to the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
It's great to be here.
So Quinta Mazatlan, it is a gem right in our own backyard that so many people, not just locally, but across the country and even beyond, travel long distances to just catch a glimpse of the beautiful wildlife. And I know bird enthusiasts really love to come to Quinta Mazatlan, but there's still so much of our population that is not familiar with Quinta Mazatlan, and we want to share with everybody that they need to come and experience it, Ms. Hook.
It has an amazing history, and it's always been a home and a habitat. And in the 1930s, a family called the Matthews, Jason Matthews, built an adobe home out of 10,000 adobe blocks. Wow. And had a forest around his home. And at that time, it wasn't that unusual to have a forest around your home. But then the second owners came along 30 years later in the 1960s, the Schultz family. And they adored the forest and protected the forest and enhanced the forest. And then the third owners, the city of McAllen, bought it in 1998 and opened in 2006 as the McAllen wing of the World Birding Center. And at that time, it was very rare to have a forest in an urban setting because we've lost 97% of our native habitat. So the mansion has a mission, and that's to restore one native backyard at a time, because we know how critical nature is to the health of not only wildlife, but people, especially in this time of a health crisis.
Right now I just can't think of a better time to take advantage of this beautiful gem. Of a place. People are looking to do something different, to change their scenery, Ms. Hook. So I understand you have a project, a big one coming up, in addition to so many programs. But right now I want you to share what Kindness Trail is and how we can get everybody to be a part of it.
I just love the way you just said it. It's the Kindness Trail. And we've been opening up in phases, and our trails are open. And we've been inspired by children around the world who have basically been sequestered in their homes, looking for ways to express themselves. And children are resilient. They are so kind. And so they are painting rainbow images in their windows. They're painting on their driveways. They're painting rocks and leaving them on doorsteps of people's houses. And this is a national movement. There's actually an organization called the Kindness Rocks Project. And it's to share one act of kindness by painting a rock and leaving it for somebody, some kind word. Now, you may delete an email, you may throw away a note in the garbage can, but you will never throw away a hand-painted rock. So upon reopening, we thought, let's create a kindness trail. So we have about a quarter mile going through the shaded woods, and it's been enhanced with poetry and kind words and art and science education. And so when families are ready, they can come to Quinta Mazatlan. We've actually incorporated education into this. So you get a worksheet at the front desk. You walk the kindness trail, and then you'll be given a gift. So many corporations are behind this. We have little gifts for all the children that come and participate in the kindness trail. But the overall goal is to do something at your house, share a message of kindness, and then multiply that message, let others see it. So Quinta Mazatlan is sort of the social media platform. If you'll visit the Quinta Mazatlan Facebook page and hashtag Kindness Trail QM, we'll share your kind message with others so it can impact other people. And then at the end of September, we'll have prizes and awards for the most inspirational or more creative. Now, we don't want the kindness trail to end. We want the kindness trail to go on through eternity. It's just this campaign of prizes and awareness will happen through September.
How beautiful, Ms. Hook. We're promoting kindness and rewarding kindness, which is so wonderful. Tell us about some of the programs and some of the things that you have in place right now, because I know that it's been quite challenging to keep doing the work that you do during this pandemic.
So environmental education is key to our mission. You start in your own backyard, just like the kindness trail starts in your own backyard. And if you plant native plants and share your home with the wildlife, you are all of a sudden creating habitat. And then your neighbor does it, and your neighbor does it. And if you think about the pearls on a necklace, and each home creates a little bit of habitat, all of a sudden you've created this beautiful pearl corridor. So again, we are this mansion with a mission working to restore one native backyard at a time. So we have many programs on backyard stewardship. This new era is really an old era. People are saying we're going to a new frontier, and actually we're stepping back in time. We're spending more time with our families, our family unit. We're doing more in our homes. We're doing more in our gardens. We're cooking more. So it's almost like we're stepping back in time, which is such a healthy thing. But because we aren't able to do interactive programming yet, we are using the social media mechanism for our teaching and our YouTubes and things of that sort. But we are inviting people on the trails. There's nothing more healthy than being outdoors and exercising. You know, there's been a lot of research in hospitals where they've studied patients who have windows that opened up onto a brick building, and then windows that opened up onto nature. And those that had the scenic view of nature recovered faster and left the hospital sooner. So, I mean, there's just a solid connection between health and nature. And we have to, even during this time of crisis, we have to make sure those two stay connected for the well-being of all.
You're so right, Ms. Hook. We need to pull up the blinds, open the curtains, let the sunshine come in and smell that beautiful air. You're so right, Ms. Hook. How do we get to you? How do we get to Quinta Mazatlan?
So Quinta Mazatlan, we are 1 block south of La Plaza Mall, and you will turn left on a beautiful street called Sunset Drive. And this urban sanctuary is the cul-de-sac. We are 25 acres of a historic thorn forest. The trails are very friendly. They're shaded trails. They've been enhanced with educational signage, wildlife ponds, bird feeding stations. And again, through September, we have the Kindness Trail going on, designed to inspire everyone to go home and create some message of kindness, whether again using rocks or windows or a handwritten note. We're wanting to continue this kindness message that we all so need right now. You know, children have always been our teachers our entire lives. And I'm a grandma of 4 now in the Rio Grande Valley, and they teach me every day. They teach me to be kind. They teach me to adapt. And so I also think we should thank our children. We think we're teaching them, but in this time more than ever, they are teaching us to be kind, and they started this kindness trail. So let's continue to encourage that and see this trail grow throughout our community in Texas and the world.
How wonderful. We dedicate this kindness trail to all of our beautiful children across the valley, Ms. Hook. It's been such a pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for preserving history and for sharing this message of kindness. We're so thankful for you.
And sometime I need to get you this rock. This is a kindness rock. Thanking Socialife for being so kind and sharing everybody's message. And keeping us all informed has been such an important tool for all of us. So thank you for all you do. And we'll get this rock to you.
Oh, I can't wait. I will take care of that rock like you cannot imagine. Thank you. We'll be sure to send a Socialife mug just like this one to you too, my friend. Thank you very much, Ms. Hook. Thank you. When we come back, we're going to learn how to set a table to help make dinner time a little fancier. Don't go away.
This is a generation-defining moment. And like every such moment, we will be defined not by the challenge itself, but by what we do now. During this unprecedented time, know that we at UT Health RGV will always be here to serve the entire Rio Grande Valley, to save lives, to keep us safe, and to preserve our community.
Thank you.
You are our heroes.
Hi, Martha. I'm so glad to be here today, and I want to share a few ideas I have of setting a lovely table, even if it's for an informal dinner. And this one is just for 2 people. I've taken lemons as my theme because this is the end of summer, and lemonade is always a delicious cooling drink on these hot summer days. I've started out with a layer first with my runner here, and it's especially nice because it's reversible. So I used the side with lemons going this way and the side with checks this way, and that way I don't have to have a separate placemat. To make it even a little more interesting, I took this paper placemat that we have. They're usable and disposable, or you can, if you're a neat eater, you can use it again to add a little layer of interest. I love layering. And I think that looks really nice. And of course, our dinnerware is from Mackenzie Childs, and it's Royal Check. And it's one of their newest patterns, and it's really a dynamite look. And it does look so beautiful with yellow. Our flatware is from Juliska, and it's beautiful too. I wanted you to see that you just don't have to go out and buy a lovely bouquet to decorate your table with. You can use something that's near and dear to your heart. This is a collection from my sister. She collects things with a lemon theme. And so it fell just right into what I was thinking. And of course, we're going to finish our meal with a beautiful picture of homemade lemonade in our gorgeous Juliska pitcher. Martha, thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed my stay.
Thank you so much for those helpful tips, Kay. I'm going to get to work now. We also want to thank our special guests, Dr. Singh and Dr. Cardenas from DHR Health, Miss Colleen Hook from Quinta Mazatlan, and Hidalgo County Judge Richard Cortez. Especially you for joining in on the conversation. We can't wait to do it all over again. We leave you now with the art of socializing.